Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes... Oh, I forgot the other part.
What are you doing?
I was doing the that song, you know. It's Eminem.
You're not white enough.
I guess that counts. So it was going to be like, snap back to the Punk Rock Horror Podcast. Ah. Yeah, this is why I don't listen to a lot of rap. I'm not good at it.
Hate my life. Hate it so much.
I'm Matt.
I'm Cody.
And today...
This is how we started it.
This is how we...
Because Matt started his day off with Harrison's...
With this stinky farts. Today we're here to remind you to watch Ash vs. Evil Dead on Netflix. Season 3 is on there right now, and
it's the final season.
Yeah, because they had to be dicks and cancel it.
Yeah, because, you know, us horror fans can't have anything nice.
Even though it has a 99% on Metacritic and a 4.5 out of 5 on IMDb, but God, no, I guess it doesn't do well.
Apparently.
I hate people.
Just like I said, this is why we can't have anything nice.
I hate people. This makes me hate people.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
So
8, 9. Okay, just making sure I'm seeing them all. Yeah.
So let's talk about what's going on in horror this week, and then we'll jump into our listener participation corner.
Besides the fact that Ash vs. Evil Dead is canceled.
Yeah, but we have some good news that is related to that, and I guess we'll start up on that. So, not much is known at the moment, and I'm kind of excited as well. But basically, Bruce Campbell came out and dropped a hint at a project he's working on that's coming out in September, I believe. So,
isn't it his game?
I think it's some kind. Yeah, it's an Evil Dead video game.
Nice.
So that's a big deal. That's awesome because it's
then Matt's gonna buy it and his life will be over.
Yeah, then I'm gonna run away to the mountains and no one's ever gonna see me again.
I was gonna say you were just gonna die. Right after you beat the game, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
And then Lawrence will be like, "Why?" I'm like, "I know why. His life is finally complete. He got to be Ash.
He got his answers."
Yep.
So that's happening in horror as well. And another thing is, so this is exciting that we got tagged in as well, and is that there's going to be another addition to the collection movie.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm super excited about that. And I know, and one thing I'm also kind of excited for, I know it's not right now, it's not going to happen till June, but the new Chucky movie, I'm actually intrigued.
Not the series though.
No, I'm stoked for the series. I'm intrigued with the new movie because Mark Hamill's voicing him.
Yeah.
Which I was like, well, now I gotta go see it because of Mark Hamill, and I love Mark Hamill.
Yeah, of course.
And the fact that he's voicing a brand new bad guy to him, meaning the voice of Chucky is new to him.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that, and it's mostly just because of this one poster. That got me super excited about, where it shows Chucky walking away from a dead Woody. You just see Woody's hand and his hat.
I saw that
says
one.
There's a new sheriff in town. I was like, all right.
Shots fired.
All right, shots. I guess I'm gonna go see this movie, and also the fact that Aubrey Plaza's in it because I love Aubrey Plaza, and it's gonna be kind of cool seeing her.
That was Aubrey Plaza.
Aubrey Plaza. I think it's gonna be kind of cool seeing her in a role that's not a typical Aubrey Plaza role.
Right.
She's playing a mom and that's terrified and stuff like that because she's being hunted down by Chucky instead of being the standoffish, really funny, creepy.
Yeah, the awkward girl.
Not awkward. Awkward to other people. Yeah, she says the creepy stuff. So I think it's gonna be kind of cool.
Right. But I'm excited that we're getting another collection movie because I loved the first two. I loved the Collector and I loved the Collection. Both were really well done. Both are totally underappreciated.
Yeah.
And we talked about the Collector.
The Collector, yeah, I did that.
Here. Yeah, when we did the Collection of Dens episode.
Mm-hmm.
That it's just, and it's such an underuse of what would be an awesome iconic slasher.
Yeah, I think the sucky thing about it is I think it was the timing for those movies because they came out around a time where torture porn was huge. You know, like Saw.
I would say
still huge.
Well, no, it was more so
Hostel.
when it was dying down because it was oversaturated. Because it's from the if I remember right, it's positive. I'm pretty sure it's like from producer of Saw or one of the creators of Saw.
Yeah.
And so, but with that being, but still though, like I think there was just an oversaturation at the time because that it got horribly overlooked.
Yeah, especially the collection, which I think is a lot better than the first one.
Oh yeah, totally dope.
So,
And
I think that was the issue because like the first one took itself way too seriously, and then the second one knew what it was.
yeah,
Like that was the nice thing. Like it was serious enough, but it also like went way overboard with its traps, and it stopped, and it definitely leaned away from the torture porn aspect, which I liked.
yeah. No,
Like,
it was more like creative than it was like strictly torture porn.
Yeah, especially that beginning scene in the club.
Oh yeah,
It's so good.
that was intense.
Yeah, it was, and it like. What I liked about it is like it killed off a bunch of people that you thought were going to be in throughout the whole entire movie. Like,
Oh yeah,
from the get go, you're like,
Right.
shit. All right, cool.
I saw that. I saw that with Jenna, and if I remember it, I actually think I had a hot dog in the theater at the same time with like ketchup on it. As that scene came in, it's just like ketchup dripping from her mouth, and she just looks at me. She's like, "I don't know how you do it."
You're like, it's good stuff. That's why.
It's good. It's good.
It's good stuff.
You want some ketchup, and then she threw up because she hates ketchup.
you want a hot dog with some ketchup? Ugh! Man, I didn't think this movie was going to get to you that bad.
Another thing. So the Suspiria remake is now on Amazon Prime for everyone to watch for free. If you have
Nice.
Amazon Prime.
I've been wanting to
Yeah.
watch this, man. Like, I kind of like. I feel bad because this was basically like.
It sounds like it happened just like the way the original movie happened with critics.
It got great reviews, then no one watched it.
Yeah, like it seemed to be like kind of like drawn out throughout the entire movie, but near the end is when it makes your mouth drop because like from when you were talking about your review of it,
Yeah, that's exactly what
I
happened.
was like, I'm like,
just a huge left turn out of nowhere. You're like, what?
right. So we gotta watch this. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I want to watch it so bad.
Oh, it's good. Maybe we could put it into our remakes episode whenever we decide to do that.
Other things, so and we'll probably
Especially, I'm actually surprised we haven't done this, especially since Pet Sematary just came out,
yeah, we
and then
should
It
do
Chapter 2 is about to come out. Like all the good, like really good remakes.
We should do a remake episode of remakes that worked
Yeah.
and talk about like the
Oh
ups
my
and
god,
downs of that.
we can do a double episode and do the remakes that work and the remakes that don't and why.
Ooh,
Oh snap!
snap. Oh.
Ideas keep coming, man.
If we do that, I think one of those episodes is going to be available first on our Patreon.
Oh,
Yeah, so if you're on our Patreon, you're going to get access to that before anyone else.
oh crap! Why is that?
Are we foreshadowing? Who knows?
They do this all the time in horror movies.
Uh-oh.
Who's gonna die?
The safest way to play this is just to go to our Patreon and at least be at our lowest tier, which is $2 a month, and you'll get that access, but you'll never know unless you do.
Oh, just remember, the smart one in the group always dies third
Yep.
after the slut.
After the slut. After the slut. Other last thing to tease on, and then we'll move on to listener participation corner is, so found out that David Jaffe, which if you don't know who he is, he's the creator of the God of War series, also did the revamp of Twisted Metal for the PS3.
Yeah, I'm so excited about
He's
this.
working on a new IP, a single player horror game that he wants to be 3 to 4 hours.
Cool.
Yeah, because what I love about this dude is that he's very uncompromising with the way he makes his video games. Like he always just wants to do what he wants to do, and like it's bit him in the ass like a fair amount of times, but it's also like added credit to his name in my opinion because he's gave us God of War,
Yeah.
like one of the most notorious like trilogies, not trilogies,
It's a saga now.
sagas
Yep, it's a saga
in
now.
video game history. Like the dude's a badass, and for him to be making a horror game, it's about damn time. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah, especially because, like, I mean, everyone loves like, if you've played the God of War games, more than likely you loved them, especially the new one. And then Twisted Metal, like, that's such a...
I loved it.
I know, the one on the PS3, The shitty thing is that it just came out on the wrong console. Because, the PS3 didn't do too well.
Well, it also came out near the end of its this console's lifespan,
that's true.
Which also worked against it.
So, yeah, and it sucks because I loved Twisted Metal, man. Like, that was some of my favorite games on the PS1.
Yeah.
Like, Twisted Metal, and then on the PS2, Twisted Metal Black.
Oh God,
so
Twisted
good.
Metal Black. Like, that was one of the smartest revamps of a video game genre ever. And it totally made sense that they did that, too. It made it more horrific.
Yeah.
It made it more macabre and dark. Like, of course it would fit perfectly with that universe.
Yep. So,
and even though it was polarizing because of how dark it went, like, even in a lot of the levels, like, it was it was depressing to look at, but it was also kind of astounding at the same time.
And it gave each driver their own unique story.
Yeah.
Which is don't get me wrong, Capcom's I'll say Street Fighter's okay on their lore, and then Mortal Kombat until the most recent ones, their stories for each fighter and stuff like that.
Yeah, NetherRealm got it together.
Yeah,
with
they
Mortal
finally
Kombat and
Injustice.
Injustice,
man. Injustice 2 is still, I think, arguably the best fighter on current generation.
I still haven't picked it up.
It's good. It's really freaking good.
I don't know why I haven't. Anyways, but no, Twisted Metal is such a great series, and then it was Twisted Metal 3 for me. That was the one that got me into it.
See, and because of that, I really hope because he says he only wants to make the game 3-4 hours long.
Yeah,
so I'm expecting the macabreness of Twisted Metal Black with the over the topness of God of War. That'd be cool. And just a nice little 3-4 hour thing. You don't have to spend 20, 40, 100 hours on a game. You can just enjoy a game that's only 3 to 4 hours. It's fun. Yeah. It's fun to pick up. You have a couple hours.
Well, and he's against long ass games, the games that take forever to get through.
As long as it's not $60, I'm okay.
He's against that, and I'm just you know what, I don't blame him these days. I get it. There's some games that go on way too long.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
It's funny though because we were talking about Dragon's Dogma, or the other day
because I just picked that up. On the Switch.
And that's a long ass game. I mean, I guess it all depends on the game itself and what's involved with it.
Yeah, RPG, you can't really have a good 3 to 4 hour RPG. Let's be honest. But also I do agree that not all games need to be 20, 30, 40, 50 hour games. Plus. 50 plus. Fucking the Red Dead Redemption 2. Just the story. If you just wanted to pound out the story and not do all the side stuff, it's still 60 hours of just campaign. Spider-Man, I think, is the perfect length of that style of game. Because in Red Dead Redemption 2, don't get me wrong, amazing game, great game, but with Spider-Man, it still had a progression system, but
it was easy to manage. It was easy to manage,
yeah. Easy to manage. The collecting stuff, collecting the backpacks, wasn't over ridiculous. 50 is a good number. Unlike Batman Arkham Knight with, 200 plus fucking Riddler.
Something to that effect.
It just hurts. That's just a grind. You're it doesn't even get fun.
Yeah.
While Spider-Man, it was a lot of fun to swing around, just collect 50 things, and then you can continue on, which you can knock out like that.
Well, because the collectibles are cool. They added legitimately exciting lore and Easter eggs. To the series.
Unlike, I don't get me wrong, I loved Arkham Knight, but oh my god, that many Riddler trophies just to get to finally get the cool Riddler fight in the end. Just fuck that, man. That's just dumb.
I gave up on Riddler
I don't want to spend 15 hours just collecting fucking trophies.
I gave up on collecting the trophies since Arkham Asylum. I'm this is dumb.
I did Arkham Asylum. Arkham City was really good. Yeah, it was still a little excessive, but over 200, man, that's just dumb.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
So, yeah.
I'm not doing it. The game can fuck itself. Riddler can die waiting for me.
Yeah, basically. But a good 3-4 hours, sometimes that's all that's needed. Sometimes that's all you need. You don't have enough time to plug in or, get invested in a game, and you just have, a couple hours. 3-4 hours is good, especially for a horror game. Because that's the biggest gripe with, Alien Isolation.
Yeah.
A lot of people say it's just a little too long.
I think it depends on how long you try to get through it.
Well, no, because
I mean, I've never played it, so I don't know.
Okay, it's been out long enough. Fucking. So once you kill the alien, there's still 5 more hours of gameplay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's like once you finally get rid of it, it's like there's still more.
Huh.
And you're like, what more is it? Like,
huh. Well,
yeah, and that was the biggest critique I found of Alien Isolation, was just the fact that once Alien's gone, there's no really intrigue to the game. Why does it need that extra couple hours?
game beaten, I won.
Yep, basically. But yeah, so
anyways.
moving on, we got some listener participation.
Participation corner.
This listener participation corner is actually going to go off of 2 questions, neither of which have anything to do with today's subject.
But
you know what? It's fun.
We like to change things up every now and then.
Yeah, and honestly, like, we got a lot of good participation from this, especially because we posted some really good. Well, Dev posted some really good questions.
Yeah.
Because she's taking charge of the social media, just giving her a shout out.
Yeah, we'll do it again here at the end too.
Yep.
So, let me do mine first. I literally only have 2.
Okay. Well, which question are you doing?
The only one that
we
we
have
have
2.
on our Twitter.
Oh, okay. We got 2 on Facebook.
Yeah, and we got the one on Instagram too.
Alrighty.
So
you'll have to read that one because you have the new Instagram on.
Yeah, I'll do the Instagram. So on Twitter, we asked you guys, welcome to this participation corner. Have you guys been wanting to ask us any questions that maybe didn't get covered in an episode? Maybe you want to ask us about our personal lives. Either way, ask away for anything you want to ask, basically. And so from our friends over at Mixed Kid Fridays, they took the challenge seriously and have asked us, how much wood can a woodchuck chuck? And there's been a lot of debate behind this for a long time now. It has ended friendships. It has started wars. Even sacrifices have been made to find the answer to this. And we can officially say that you're going to have to go to our Patreon to find out that answer. No, I'm playing. No,
Fuck
12,
that woodchuck. That's all I
12
gotta
chucks.
say.
12 chucks. I'm going to say
12
12 chucks.
I'm going to say 1 because that one Chuck became Chuck Norris, for there was no more Chucks that needed to be made.
Old school Chuck Norris jokes when those were a thing. So from Dismay at Dismay00, she asked us, how's it hanging, left or right? And so, I guess on the left, we're progressing a little bit. It's fine. It works.
I'm not gonna answer. I want there to still be a mystery.
On the right, Cody is doing great. He's doing good. He's doing a good time.
You don't know. You've never seen it.
I'm gonna fill in the answer for you if you know. That's how this works.
No. What if I want to keep the mystery? What if we want the mystery alive? Okay,
what's the whole point of them asking us about what's going on with us if we're not gonna answer?
The mystery.
I'm sorry.
Fucking everyone's so goddamn gassy.
No, sorry.
Hate my life. Anyways, I'm not answering that one.
But it's good.
Son
It's
of a
hanging
bitch.
good. How's it hanging with you, Dismay? Are you having a good day? I hope you're having a good day.
I'm fairly certain that's not what they were asking, was hanging.
I'm just answering the question.
Okay, I'm just saying.
If it's
to
the
left
wrong-
or right, they're asking where your dick is.
Jesus. I feel personally attacked right now.
Well, you were answering for me. I felt personally attacked.
I was already answering for myself.
I know.
You were choosing to not answer. There's a difference.
Exactly, because I don't think anybody needs to know where my dick lays.
I don't think that's what they were asking.
Okay. Is that what you were asking?
Dismay, were you honestly asking about that?
That's what the question's
I don't
actually
think you were
about.
asking about that. So.
Okay. And then on Facebook, Lauren decided to ask 2 questions, even though the first one isn't punctuated like a question. Lauren. When is Cody going to stop feeding bread to ducks? Never. And what about a history episode like H.H. Holmes, Lizzie Borden, LOL, JK, guys? And then Kat decided to comment on that, going, a history episode, OMG. And then Lauren said, I would love to do that. I'm sorry, we're the ones on the pod. We're the voices of the podcast, Lauren. But yes, we actually want to do that.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, we actually have been talking about doing a history episode about H.P. Lovecraft, but
yeah, we
definitely liked it. The only thing that the history episode about an actual serial killer, as much as I would love for do about an individual serial killer, I just feel like there's so many out there about that, like, about individual serial killers
Right.
and whatnot. I know we'll make it our own and stuff. It's just one of those things where it's like, I kind of want to stay away from that, mostly just because.
I think we could do it one of those every now and then, kind of things,
But it's gonna be like, I just also feel like it's gonna be hard to find a good two movies about the same serial killer that isn't like. Never mind.
I think we can make it. I think we can make it work. We're gonna need to entertain that idea a little more.
Yeah, we gotta let that fester.
Gotta flesh it out a bit more.
And then we had a second question that was posted back on April 19th that we never answered. Hey, Ghouls and Gals, welcome to the Listener Participation Corner. What are your favorite thriller or horror themed shows? Right? We didn't answer this, right?
No, we didn't. I think we were gonna wait till today to talk about it.
All right, cool. It's because we took a
long
break.
And then eventually we're gonna do an actual episode talking about our favorite horror shows. But in the meantime,
just because we didn't want to forget about this, so the shows that we were told, Forrest commented Hannibal and Tales from the Crypt. God, I love the old Tales from the Crypt shows. I haven't seen Hannibal. I've heard great things.
I as well have heard great things.
James said Ash vs. Evil Dead, American Horror Story, and Todd and the Book of Pure Evil. I've heard decent things about Todd and the Book of Pure Evil. Patricia, American Horror Story, Scream Queens, and The Act. Miss Erin, who is our
I wonder celebrity. What movie she's show she's gonna pick.
I know. I wonder which one, Erin.
Wonder what it could be. She's only talked about it every time on here.
Yep. She said Dragon Ball.
Oh, yeah. She's a big Krillin fan.
Yep. No, of course, Erin said Twin Peaks. Megan said American Horror Story and Haunting on Hill House. Ian said Ash vs. Evil Dead was great. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Got to give credit, though. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Helped me get on the horror path. Yes, I loved that show.
Oh, my God. Best episode, in my opinion, is the one with the clown from the comic books.
Yep. That was one of my favorites,
That was one of the most... That legitimately terrified me. I thought my parents were going to turn into clowns one day.
And he also said that and Monster Vision introduced him to a lot of movies. Punk Rock Ian.
Yeah, it's Punk Rock Ian off on YouTube. One of our first supporters. Thank you, Punk Rock Ian.
And then Mackenzie said The X-Files, fantastic. And Mr. Nathan said, I enjoyed Penny Dreadful. I enjoy that show. I still need to finish it. One thing I'm actually surprised no one said, Goosebumps.
Yeah, that was kind of one that we were all grew up on.
Yeah, I loved Goosebumps. Oh, and sorry to go back to the question post. James asked, yes, who loves orange soda? If you don't answer right, I'll have to think on if we can still be friends.
I know what answer he's wanting, and I want to answer it the way he wants to because I loved that character, but I also don't want to do it just to be annoying. So I'm caught in the middle. Should I do it?
I was gonna say I love orange soda.
No, so, that's not the answer he's
well, that's my answer.
Kel loves orange soda. That's what he was hoping for.
I know. That's why I was just gonna
But we took all the emotion out of it, so that's kind of
now it's ruined. But yeah, no, I'm surprised no one said Goosebumps.
And I thought we had another question. That was
those were the two on Facebook.
And then on our Instagram, lastly, so it's kind of biased, but from our very own Anna.
This goes back to the questions, what you guys wanted, not
asking us what you guys want to ask us.
Yeah, we kind of jumped around on this one.
Yeah. So she asked us, how did us two lovebirds meet? And we actually entertained this one. Not that we haven't entertained the other ones. So, legitimately, how we met was all the way back in high school. I'm pretty sure I was a freshman at the time, and you were a sophomore, right?
Yeah.
And my mom, she was working part-time over at that high school as a clinic aide.
Yeah.
And
I always called her mom too before I even met you.
Well, so my mom, so I never did the public lunches. My mom would always just give me some bring food together.
Yeah.
And we would share food, or she would give me $5 to go to the school store, and I would always meet up with her every lunch, you know. And so one day I came in and you were standing there, and it was like the legitimate, like, stereotypical way every guy introduces themselves to another guy is very, the very standoffish kind of like better not make any fast movements kind of like remarks.
Well, it's funny because like once you started becoming friends, you even looked at you're like, I gotta be honest with you, when I first met you, I thought we were gonna get into a fight.
It's true. That was what it was at the time.
I was just like, in front of your mom. Like,
my mom's Mexican, dude. Like,
I know, but
she gets it.
But also, my knee was swollen like 2 times the size than it needed to be because that's the whole reason I was even in there, is because I got fucked up in a mosh pit the night before.
Why do you think we're gonna get into a fight, Matt?
Yeah, and I'm like, your mom was wrapping my leg.
I was an angry kid, man. I wanted to fight anything.
You know what, fucking cripple? I'm gonna beat you up.
We go right for the knee. But yeah, then it was after that like
Chaz's birthday.
We didn't hang out any other time after that until
we just randomly would see each other in your mom's office. Yeah, we'd just go, "What's up?
What's up?
Like your hoodie. Thanks. You're pretty cool too."
Yeah, it was legitimately Chaz's birthday. We both happened to be at, and I was like, "Oh, it's knee guy."
And, like when I saw you, I was like, "Oh, you have normal hair now, I guess."
Yeah, because I had a lot of color. Because I colored my hair a lot. I dyed it a lot. Yeah, and like in high school. Yeah. And then that's just when our friendship bloomed, is that we started playing like Guitar Hero all night.
We played
Dragon Ball.
It started off with Feast. We watched Feast because Chaz fell asleep in the middle of it. And me and you were all wired on sugar and like energy drinks. And I'm fairly certain we both had the same issue of actually falling asleep at someone else's house. And so we just sat there, we watched Feast, and both me and you were like, damn. Like when that first dude died. And we're like, all right, I think you're kind of cool. Do you like it? And like, it was funny because you looked at me and you're like, do you like Guitar Hero? It's just like, yeah. Like in the back of my head, I'm just like, who the fuck doesn't like Guitar Hero? It's the fad, man. Like,
you'd have been surprised. I knew people that didn't like Guitar Hero.
Yeah, I know. And then we just stayed up all night. And then Chazio woke up the next morning to watch Saturday morning cartoons, and he was just like,
were you guys up all night?
And me and you're still playing that Star Wars game. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that okay?
We can't even get past the first level.
I don't know why he didn't kick me out of his house. Like,
I don't know either.
Like, you probably had a better right to be there because you probably bought it. Did you bring him a gift for his birthday? Okay.
The only reason why... I know the main reason why I was there is because I was helping him through his breakup with that one senior chick.
Oh. Well, whatever her name is, doesn't matter. Yeah. But I just remember that I knew I was trying to be funny. And I thought he was going to find it funny. And I don't know why I thought it was funny at the time, but and I'm pretty sure I talked about it already on the podcast, but just in case, like, I brought him, like a partially eaten, like, box of Lifesavers for, like, his birthday as, like, a sarcastic joke gift. And I don't remember what the punchline was or anything about it. I just remember giving it to him, and, like, the biggest, like, well-deserved insulted look on his face I have ever seen. On anyone's face. Like, why would you bring me Lifesavers? And you know what? That's fair. That was a weird thing for me to bring as a gift. But at the time, I thought it was the funniest thing, and I thought he was going to find it funny. Yeah. It did not happen, and forever marking the times when I think I'm being hilarious and I'm just being weird or awkward, which is ultimately hilarious because I'm not aware of it.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that because I was the last one to show up.
You would have been interesting. You would have had something on me.
And I was like, and then ironically, it was just us three. Like, I think there was people there beforehand. I don't remember.
I don't know, man. Wherever we are, it's only about us. That's right. Yeah, we are narcissistic.
Well, I think the other funny thing is, like, Chaz realized that me and you, like, never really hung out before that. Yeah. And so, like, I just remember him always being the one talking because he didn't know what to say for all of us to get in on a conversation except about horror things, and he didn't want to talk about horror stuff.
God, he acts like it was his birthday or something.
I know. Oh, that was such a funny night.
Oh, that's funny.
Yep.
That's funny.
And now we run a horror podcast.
Yeah. It just went from thinking we might get into a fight to a...
I never thought that. Like,
For me.
I was just like, hey, what's up, man? Oh, your mom's is the clinic lady. Cool. I call her mom too. Like, that was basically...
Maybe that's why I thought we were going to get into a fight. I was like, no, there's only one.
I'm her only baby boy.
Just me, I'm her sunshine.
Alright. On to the episode.
One throw a quick
Oh my
shout out.
God.
Just a quick shout out. So, I was recently I had was talking to someone who has heard of the podcast and has heard about us, and I was talking to them, and I'm keeping their name private just to protect their privacy. They're like, my cousin actually told me about your podcast and got me into it. And so I was like, oh, okay, who's your cousin? Give him a shout out. So shout out to Micah. I'm not going to use Micah's last name again, privacy and all that.
Yeah.
But shout out to you if you're listening to this right now. Thanks for spreading us around. Thanks for telling your cousin about us.
Thanks, Micah.
And you know what? Take this shout out and brag about it to your friends.
Yep.
And show it to a girl or guy. I don't know which way you go, but either way, show it off and just be like, guess what? I'm known.
Yeah, word of mouth. That's the best way to get get podcasts known and stuff like that, man. So like, really appreciate that.
Yeah, no, legitimately, thank you so much, and shout out to Micah. Keep repping it, buddy. Anyways, let's talk about what we're going to talk about today.
Yep. So today we are talking about sci-fi horror.
Sci-fi.
So for you listeners, since we didn't post a question about this, what's your guys' favorite sci-fi horror movies? We generally want to know, and we'll post it on next week's episode. Next week's episode. So not Fridays, but the following.
Yeah, we might even retweet and reshare some of your responses too.
Yep. So yeah, definitely let us know. So sci-fi horror. The only way to get into sci-fi horror is you actually got to talk about science fiction itself also.
Right.
1 second. So science fiction films or sci-fi films is a genre that uses speculative, fictional, science-based depictions of phenomena that are not fully accepted by mainstream science, such as extraterrestrial life forms, alien worlds, extrasensory perception, and time travel, along with futuristic elements such as spacecraft, robots, cyborgs, interstellar travel, or other technologies. Science fiction films have often been used to focus on political or social issues. Oh my God, I'm turning into you. And to explore...
That's how it feels, man.
And to explore philosophical issues like the human condition. In many cases, tropes derived from written science fiction may be used by filmmakers ignorant of, or at best indifferent to, the standards of scientific plausibility and plot logic to which written science fiction is traditionally held.
The genre has existed since the early years of silent cinema when George, I think it's Miles or Méliès, is it Miles?
Méliès,
sorry. When it's George S. Méliès. My apologies. A Trip to the Moon in 1902 employed trick photography effects. The next major example in the genre was the film Metropolis in 1927, from the 1930s to the 1950s. The genre consisted mainly of low-budget B movies. After Stanley Kubrick's landmark 2001: A Space Odyssey in 1968, the science fiction film genre was taken more seriously in the late 1970s. Big-budget science fiction films filled with special effects became popular with audiences after the success of Star Wars and paved the way for the blockbuster hits of the subsequent decades.
Nice. According to Vivian Sobchak, an American cinema and media theorist and cultural critic, science fiction film is a film genre which emphasizes actual, explorative, or 2.0 speculative science and the empirical method, interacting in a social context with the lesser emphasized but still present transcendentalism of magic and religion in an attempt to reconcile man with the unknown. The definition suggests a continuum Continuum. I was right the first time. That's right. Real world empiricism and supernatural transcendentalism with science fiction film on the side of empiricism, and horror film and fantasy film on the side of transcendentalism. However, there are numerous well-known examples of science fiction horror films epitomized by such pictures as Frankenstein and Alien.
Aliens.
Yep.
Aliens. The visual style of science fiction film can be characterized by a clash between alien and familiar images. This clash is implemented when alien images become familiar, as in A Clockwork Orange, when the repetitions of the Korova milk bar make the alien decor...
Kroya.
Oh, sorry.
That's a Y.
Oh, apologies. The Kroya milk bar, which makes the alien decor seem more familiar. As well, familiar images become alien, as in the films Repo Man and Liquid Sky. For examples, in Doctor Strangelove, the distortion of the humans make the familiar images seem more alien. Finally, alien and familiar images are juxtaposed, as in The Deadly Mantis, when a giant praying mantis is shown climbing Washington Monument. And also, if you want to go back that whole minute I did that whole one and take a shot for every time you hear the word familiar and alien, go ahead, because holy shit.
I know. So, science fiction isn't just about aliens. I know, honestly, I will say, that's been kind of drilled into our brains that it's not a sci-fi film unless there's aliens in it.
It's the most prominent.
Yeah,
which,
Star Wars and
right.
Stargate, Star Trek. It's super futuristic and sciencey, but it has aliens in it.
I would say alien and then, robots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think robots should have more of a, robot cyborg.
Oh, no, it should.
Stuff.
It should
be
have
more prominent than aliens.
It should, but it's just fallen off throughout the years. I would say partly due to how the Terminator franchise has been handled.
Yeah.
With just...
I will still fight to the death that Terminator Salvation was decent. I enjoyed it.
No, that's fine, man. But it's
movie.
just how it's been handled. With the fact that they tried to do a TV series with it, I think...
yeah, that was so bad.
I think just people didn't...
So bad.
And they tried doing one just focused on Sarah Connor, and it's just... Yeah, man.
No, that's
and then whenever they try, it's not sci-fi horror, but adds into the robot. Even with how they tried bringing back RoboCop.
Okay, the first Terminator was a horror movie.
Oh
that was a horror movie.
Yeah, legit, no argument. But I'm just saying, even things like RoboCop haven't. It's just for some reason there is no interest in robots in horror movies. I don't know why.
Hopefully the new Child's Play movie is gonna fix that, because it totally went from horror, voodoo horror, to sci-fi. Because the new Child's Play is a rogue AI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe then I don't know, man. I think reason robots are a little less scary is because
Furbies.
Sure. I would just make the argument that robots seem to have more weaknesses than an alien does. Because the general thought is I could just throw water on you.
Okay, not gonna lie though, I would still rather put up with an alien invasion, a zombie apocalypse over a robo apocalypse.
Oh yeah,
that's fucking terrifying.
It's coming true, man. All of our Alexas are gonna grow legs and then take over.
All the Priuses are gonna go, "Called me a bitch, did you?"
You're gonna go beat up some guy named Tucker in his Ford 4x4 that's got a lifted it's got lifted on it and it's got a whole roll cage and everything.
Yeah.
You'd be like, "You're a bitch, Tucker."
Yeah. Who's the gay guy now?
So you want to listen to this? His name is Tucker. I'm just kidding. They're not gonna come beat you up. I promise.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I always feel like I just kind of get saddened a little bit just when sci-fi is just automatically just aliens this, aliens that. I'm like, there's more to sci-fi, science fiction than just aliens. Take for instance Frankenstein. It is considered the oldest sci-fi history or sci-fi horror story that was it came back out in 1818. Didn't have anything to do with aliens. It was all about a mad scientist,
right?
And using science to create the monster.
I think
Monster of Frankenstein.
I think we like navigate towards aliens because it's easier to make terrifying aliens. And I'm not like saying like I guess what I'm trying to say is that people will gravitate towards that because you can make something more legitimately terrifying that's from another planet that you've never seen
because it's the whole like the scariness of the unknown.
Yeah,
like, there's these unknown visitors, and they're like, are they nice? Are they evil? More times than not in horror movies, they turn out to be evil. But
right.
I totally understand that. It's a lot easier to go with, like the alien trope than.
Although I will say
trope.
that, and maybe I don't know if this will count, but that new horror movie coming out, Brightburn.
I am so excited about that movie.
But I'm wondering if we could consider that like science fiction horror because since it's supposed to be like a play off of like Superman, right?
Yeah, it's the evil Superman.
It comes from space. It's
Like-
an alien.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if we could consider that a sci-fi horror.
I consider it a sci-fi horror.
Like, because technically,
You know what's funny too is like it legitimately is Superman.
yeah,
He falls into it. He crash lands into.
Yeah.
It's a baby that crash lands into a small town in Kansas.
it's a what if
fairly
issue.
sure,
It's a what if issue.
So
Definitely.
like, that's what I'm excited about. And yeah, I consider it a sci-fi science fiction since he's an alien, and like it does. And at some point in the movie, they're going to deal with alien technology.
And I'm just also happy to see Elizabeth Banks in something that isn't Pitch Perfect again.
Yeah, or Hunger Games. I'm happy to see her broaden her horizon again because I think she's a very underrated actress. She's a fantastic actress.
She was dope in the Unborn. No, it's not the Unborn. I have to remember the Uninvited. I think is that horror movie that she was in that I really liked her in. Anyways, though, going forward,
Yeah. Cultural theorist Scott Bukatman has proposed that science fiction films allow contemporary culture to witness an expression of the sublime, be it through exaggerated scale, apocalypse, or transcendence. And then just a quick little touch on science fiction horror films are a subgenre of science fiction and horror films, often revolving around subjects that include but are not limited to alien invasions, mad scientists, and or experiments gone wrong. Technically, then Resident Evil is a sci-fi horror.
yeah, yeah,
It's an evil corporation of scientists.
It is
And
definitely
their
a sci-fi
projects go
horror.
wrong. Yeah,
Wonder why we don't ever consider it though.
zombies.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's true. Yeah,
And you know what's funny? If you want to go like the actual legitimate technical route, every zombie movie, as long as you see the origin, is a sci-fi.
yeah, because it's usually chemical based.
Yeah, like 28 days later.
Or
It's a biology thing.
what is it? Not Land of the Dead. God damn it! Return of the Living Dead.
Yep.
Is biotech? I mean, I guess we could even consider The Walking Dead. Because supposedly, did they ever talk about why they? I thought it was because there was like an
They
airborne
kind of
virus.
do. They kind of do. At least in the show, they kind of talk about it with when they in the first season when they
Right.
find that science place, saying that everyone's already infected. It just waits for you to die, but it never says where it came from.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, I think that's probably why sci-fi horror deserves so much more credit to its name because it's
Well, like the funny thing is, like it says it's a subgenre. Like sci-fi horror is technically a subgenre of both science fiction and horror. But I feel like sci-fi horror isn't a subgenre. Like I really feel like it should be its own thing.
Yeah.
Because like almost all horror movies are a part of that subgenre.
Well, and even if you look into it, like even big shows delve into sci-fi horror a lot too here and there. Like
The Walking Dead did with the
Doctor
episode
Who.
we just talked about. Doctor Who is sci-fi 100%.
but it definitely delves into sci-fi horror a lot too.
Yeah,
So
it
depending
does.
on the episode, depending on the storyline, so on and so forth, it does dive into that too.
And those are my favorite episodes.
The sci-fi horror ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
of
horror
course.
ones of it. Doctor Who.
Like, because I don't know if those the Weeping Angels
Yep.
would be considered part of that, but I consider them a sci-fi horror one.
Oh yeah, they deal with time travel.
Yeah. So well, there you go then, or even the Daleks.
The Daleks.
Daleks,
Yeah, alien. They're alien robots.
Yeah. So
Boom!
boom. It's just really interesting because it's like sci-fi horror is definitely more deep rooted, And it's the same thing we're always going to say that we've always talked about. The reason we started this podcast is that horror is more deep rooted into our society and media
that people understand
or give credit to.
Because think about it, like I'm thinking about like when picking on the nerds, even though we rule the world now. Endgame's becoming the biggest movie ever. Fuck you, Jax.
Yeah.
But like, because like when you think about it, like I'm thinking about all back to the time, like back to when like I at a point like I was against sci-fi stuff. Like I didn't really care for sci-fi stuff outside of Star Wars. And then a lot of and then I know a lot of people that are just like, man, sci-fi sucks. And then it's like, sci-fi's in everything.
And then like
they're like, well, I like Terminator. That's sci-fi. No, it's a killer robot. Sci-fi.
Well, and then
like
is that an actual?
It's not just Star Trek. Yes.
Is that really?
Yeah.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
I actually had a conversation with my dad about it before, where he's just like, I don't really care for the whole science fiction stuff. I like more like I want to see like killer robots than aliens. And I was like,
what normally turns people off like sci-fi horror, what they think of is like obviously the sci-fi horror movies that are really complicated and take a long time to explain their lore,
like Stargate, Battlestar Galactica,
something like that, something that really, or Event Horizon, something that takes a long time, like it feels like it's taking forever to get to its point. And I think that's what turns people off. A lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of sci-fi horror. I mean, even Jurassic Park,
that's science fiction,
is sci-fi horror. Like it definitely like goes into more of the action side depending on the movie, I guess. But if you look at it in that perspective of like dinosaurs coming back to life, wreaking havoc, that would
mad scientists. It's a group of mad scientists.
As cool as we think that would be, that would be ultimately terrifying if you were eyes to eyes with an actual Velociraptor or T-Rex. Like, legitimately.
No, I can take a Velociraptor. Velociraptors are the size of a chicken.
Oh yeah, okay, good point.
They're Utah Raptors.
Utah Raptors, that's right.
They call them Velociraptors.
I know, I made the mistake. Utah Raptors. But still, like, or if you had something like a Petrodactyl flying around that just swoops you up all of a sudden, like, legitimately terrifying.
I'd poop myself.
I would just, might as well let it go at that
That's why I give up. I'm just like, all right, well.
Your best chance is to soil yourself in hopes that they don't want to eat you anymore. Like, it's your best chance at that
Pretty much.
You just, like, really rub it all around down there.
Just rub yourself in.
And then you, like, you vomit from the smell, like, and then you rub that in.
You just look at, do I look tasty now, you son of a bitch?
You choke on me, you bastard.
I hope I give you the shits.
Like, that, but, even, like... there was another comparison I was going to make. That was another really good one too. But point being is that I think everyone does generally like sci-fi horror, and they don't realize that they do, because probably one of their favorite movies or ones that they enjoy seeing are based in a sci-fi horror element, or at least sci-fi itself.
Oh yeah, I just think it's really funny because like it's the same thing. So like. Let's get a little deep. It's the same thing with things that you're ignorant to in real life, where like the things you hate because you don't know about it a whole lot. You only see like you've had one interaction, or you've only had like one look at something. Because like most, like I said, outside of comic books, what's the biggest nerdy thing that people get bullied on? Being a sci-fi fan,
right?
Like nerd geek, and it's like. But science fiction's like is buried in all kinds of all of our favorite fucking movies. Like doesn't even have to deal with horror. James Bond is science fiction. It's all the technology and stuff like that, and he's one of the biggest.
Even like with the hype of the Avengers, Iron Man, straight up science fiction,
and they're fighting aliens.
Yeah,
and doing time travel and whatnot.
So everyone's kind of becoming like a science fiction nerd in their own way. Obviously not in the traditional sense, but still.
Because
and then even if you look at popular shows that everyone loves to watch, if it's not fantasy like Game of Thrones, you know what is? Black Mirror.
Science fiction. Hardcore science
exactly.
fiction.
And people still are Stranger Things. Legitimately science fiction.
Yep, and like the thing that I like about it is like just from our research, how it talks about like most science fiction deals with like real world problems in a different light, Like they make it super futuristic or technological based, so it's like hiding those like tropes and stuff like that. It's hiding its message,
Right?
And it's really good. Like take Star Wars for example. It's all about, even though they're Jedi, but like for the most part, your normal group of people rising above a dictatorship,
right?
You know, like
a
that's
revolution.
the whole thing. Yeah, and that's basically what Star Wars is.
Well, and I think that's what's adding into what you're talking about too. Like, I think that's what's also what makes sci-fi horror terrifying at the same time, as compared to like fantasy horror or paranormal horror, or maybe in the same realm of paranormal horror in the aspect of science fiction horror seems more likely.
Yeah, and a lot of the things are about like humans taking it too far. Taking their experiments too far, and it comes back to bite them in the ass.
Like, the only time it isn't is like it's when it's an alien invasion of some sort.
Yeah.
Like, when aliens are involved, that's different. But when it's legitimately like the AI start taking over, Terminator, that's something that seems realistic and is terrifying in a way.
Yeah. So.
Like,
Oh my god.
And I think like it just pure and simple is that like science fiction in general and sci-fi horror definitely needs more respect. I mean, you need to be proud of it if you love that. Be proud of that you love that. Don't let anyone knock that for you. Don't let anyone tell you that you're too nerdy or not. Just they're dorks, they're the lame ones, and you can appreciate a medium that is arguably one of the most creative.
Yep. And now one thing that I always liked about sci-fi horror and stuff like that too is that like a good amount of the time, I'm not gonna say all like even most of the time, but a good amount of the time, like the nerd is the hero.
Yeah.
Which I like a lot. Like it's not the dude who's built for survival or the guy who's like
or it's teamwork.
Or it's teamwork.
Like Star Trek.
Yeah, Star Trek. It's all about the entire group and each individual, and it shows that each individual brings something to the table. It's like you don't have to be a master of all.
Aside from the one red shirt guy.
Red shirts, man. Red shirts.
But no,
just know if you're going to be in a sci-fi thing, or if like the robots do end up taking over the world, never wear red.
Don't be the red shirt guy.
Don't be red.
Don't be the red shirt person.
Just means you're going to die first.
Don't do that.
Yep. Don't do it. but that's what I mean. It's like everyone brings something to the table in science fiction. That's what I really like. Because take Aliens, one of the biggest known sci-fi horror movies ever. And the thing is like they have all these Marines that are jacked and just like here to kill, that are just made to kill, and the hero is Ripley, who's a scientist, and she thinks her way through everything. That's what I like about it. Is like a good amount of time your hero isn't dumb. Like they actually have to think things through.
I thought she was an engineer.
Or an engineer.
Either way,
same diff.
Either way, it was brains over brawn that won that fight.
And that's what
every time it was brains over brawn. I would say the only time it didn't.
Predator.
Predator. Although my favorite scene in Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger is when they all like start shooting in the one direction in the bushes, and it's so funny because like they don't all do it at once. They all just kind of like appear by themselves. Like a dude shooting a minigun, another guy comes in screaming like, I don't know, we're shooting. Like it reminds me of that scene from Anchorman where all the newscasters are fighting.
They all slowly come and introduce their new show.
And just like Steve Carell's character is just like, I was just screaming and just.
Where did you get that grenade? I don't know.
Like this is what it made me think of it. That scene's too damn funny. Mm-hmm. But no, I mean, sci-fi horror. It's
good. It's good stuff. And I feel like sci-fi horror definitely is one of the like leading subgenres of like breaking expectations and defying like the tropes of everything. I like take Cabin in the Woods for instance. That's a sci-fi horror because it's all about an evil corporation that has to. Yeah. Yes, it's like also based in religion too because it's the old gods that they're appeasing, but they use science in the movie. Like it's a whole corporation that's keeping these monsters in cages, and that are like scientifically sound to like hold all these things and create.
I can't believe I'm gonna say it, but I really do kind of want a sequel to that movie.
Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah.
How?
I don't know, man. I feel like there's a way. I feel like they could do something where they showed how they got the monsters captured.
I mean, I guess it would have to be a TV show, though.
But I would also
do the Monster of the Week thing.
Yeah,
like Supernatural.
That, or if they did it in a movie. maybe like they do something where like the old gods do start to come up, but they don't completely eradicate the earth. It's a warning, and so now they're actually ruling over. Mm-hmm. And so now the monsters are unleashed throughout the world, and so you have like a small group of people fighting off the monsters. I don't know. It's never going to happen, but it's just something fun to think about.
That seems a little much.
It's just something fun to think about.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, that's what I've always liked about sci-fi. And again, like...
And the great video game. Sorry.
Yeah. And another cool thing like that we always talk about, because we always bring this up, you know, the whole, like, especially now with Marvel, because like Brie Larson's like being super vocal about how she just wants a straight up female Avenger Marvel movie,
right?
Or like, and I know one of the heads of Marvel was saying that they just want like 80% of the heroes to be female now, or some kind of minority based and stuff like that. I was like, motherfucker, sci-fi's been doing this shit for years, and we get made fun of for it.
Horror's been doing it for years,
and horror, like, it's just like that's what I like about science fiction and horror. Is like, you know, it has always portrayed women in like a very strong role, and minorities. I mean, like, I know it's not sci-fi, but the first Night of the Living Dead, George A. Romero's first one, there's a lead black protagonist.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, they've been defining those tropes. And especially in sci-fi for women. Like in sci-fi, like science fiction, women are badass.
Yeah.
All the time. And that's one thing that I've always liked about it is like, you know, it's not always just the Aryan race guy that saves the day. Like, it's always been someone that's a little above convention.
Yeah.
Like, they're not just a soldier, they're also like a scientist, and they're smart, and they think about the things they do. So
they don't just running guns and blazing.
Yeah, and that doesn't always, and like, yeah, they're like, those moments are cool, especially, you know, in science fiction they use lasers and whatnot, and most contemporary science fiction stuff. But like at the same time, it's still bringing those tropes. That's what I've always liked about them.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well,
yep.
I mean, with that being said, we're pretty much at the end of this episode.
Yeah. So again, I know we didn't post it, but like, definitely, what's your guys' favorite science fiction, horror movie, or horror TV show that's based off of science fiction and stuff? That we would like to know, and we'll let you guys. We'll possibly read off what your guys' comments were.
No, we will do it.
We will do it.
But you guys just got to come and give us those responses. Let us know. You should just tweet at us.
Yep.
At us on Facebook and tell us what you think. Tell us where you're at with that. And the easiest way to do all of that,
or even a movie, like a horror movie that because like today we just realized that, you know, certain movies were actually sci-fi. If you know a movie that we didn't talk about that's actually could be a sci-fi movie, let us know.
I know they're gonna say if I don't say it, but The Thing.
Oh yeah, The Thing's totally sci-fi.
Called it, so you can't call us on it now. There.
Because I know that's what James would say.
No. But no, but the easiest way to add us and reach out to us and have your stuff read is to like us and follow us on Facebook. You can search us up, Punk Rock Horror Podcast, or on our Twitter at officialprhp.
Or Instagram, Punk Rock Horror Podcast Official.
Which is the new Instagram. We have a brand new Instagram. Dev has stepped up to the plate and has been taking on a whole new workload, and she's been doing a good job with it.
Yeah.
And so we give a shout out to Dev for just coming in and saving the day with that.
Yeah, helping us out.
Speaking of saving the day as well, Lala from CPRA is now full-time filling. Well, I shouldn't say full-time, but she is filling in as the host for the Punk Rock Horror Half-Hour Power.
Yep.
To get access to that, all you have to do is go over to our Patreon, and for just as little as $2 a month, you will get access to that bonus episode that no one else gets access to, but you'll also get to listen to new episodes on the regular before everyone else, and you'll also get a nice shout out on the podcast. And we do have some awesome rewards on there as well that if you want to jump on and check out, please do so. And we have merch, so please hop down to our merch. Let us know what you think of it. If you like a shirt, let us know. We'll keep it on there. If you guys absolutely hate a shirt, let us know and we'll take it down. Either way, you can see those links below in the episode notes, teespring.com/punkrockhorrorpodcast or patreon.com/punkrockhorrorpodcast. With that being said, we did have a story today. We're not going to have time to get to it, so we'll have to wait till next Monday episodes. We do apologize. We are still doing stories. If you want to send us your stories or band info to be read on the podcast or come on for a band showcase episode, please go to our email, punkrockhorrorpodcast@gmail.com and send that to us. We have a website, www.punkrockhorrorpodcast.com. That's kind of everything we got today. With that being said, take care of yourselves, watch horror movies, listen to some good punk rock music, and podcast over.
Take me to your leader.
Take us to your leader.
Goodbye.